Hey Mo, thanks again for joining us. Good to see you again, and thanks for coming to this event, this important event. Tell us about this legislation and how important it is for you as a person.
Thank you so much, Eddie. Thanks for having me here. It's such a great event. And, I think before I even get to how important this is, I think what's really a good thing to think about for just a moment is we live in a time where there's a lot of questions about what is diversity. What does it mean to have an equitable situation in life or business or education? And what does it mean to include other people into our decision making, into our daily life? And for me, what I think about, what makes a difference for me? What I've learned in management, in executive management, is you can learn the most by studying the most number of executives possible, right? You can learn a lot by studying the C-suite executive team at Citigroup and what Sandy Weil did in that world of Citigroup and building out Citigroup to travelers. But you can also learn what's happened with Genghis Khan. And you can learn about the history of warfare. You can learn about healing. And you can learn about so many things that are available across the diverse range of human history. And when I think about management, you can't have great management unless you learn a lot about your management, especially your competition. And I can't imagine that we as Americans are preparing the next generation of Americans without giving them the insights into how the rest of the world works. So for me, this is a heck yeah. For those of us that are entrepreneurs, that are Americans, that say, what can we do as Americans to have a competitive position in the world? To make sure that our children understand not just today, but for future generations. How can the United States and our people be positioned for greatness in the world? Well, it starts by understanding how everybody works, right? Because if you're gonna hire people from overseas, if you're gonna compete with businesses from overseas, and you don't know the basic history of that country, we're at a competitive disadvantage. So I am proud that what we have going on right now is we have an opportunity for the children of Florida, whether it's K through 12, to really expand their understanding and knowledge of a whole world of history they've been missing out on. And I hope that this will serve them in greater competitive advantage in American business so they can do a better job as global citizens.
Right, thank you for that. Thank you so much. How does it feel for you as a person here in Florida about this event?
So how does it feel for me as a person? Well, I'll be honest with you, when I moved here first to Florida, I didn't know there was any Asian representation at all, because it's a very heavy Latino representation, which is great, such an awesome, diverse group of people that are here. But I didn't realize that there were actually Indians and Bengalis and Pakistanis and from people from Thailand and Vietnam here, because oftentimes we look for food to represent us. And what I'm really excited about here is that I see the expansion of Florida. Florida, when I was growing up, used to be a state that you didn't want to move to. Now as an adult, I'm excited that my friends from all over the US and all over the world see Florida as a diverse place for them to move to, where there's opportunities, there's inclusion, there's great, I'm very business inclined. What I love about Florida is there's business opportunities. No matter what industry you're in, especially if you're in tech, if you're in finance, in South Florida, this is an explosive community. So I'm so excited to see the state of Florida making this turn, exposing Asian history, giving more cultural awareness to Asian communities, because I think at the end of the day, this is going to enrich the state, it's going to enrich the people of Florida, and it's going to enrich the business community in Florida.